Hey guys, this is honestly pretty crazy, but yeah, I don't know, I have kind of reached some clarity and some joy about something that was really hard, and it's been really hard to put into words, and this is all very new and very fresh, but I kind of came to some conclusions about some things last night, relating to someone I was involved with, and a relationship that was, it was kind of put on hold, and then I was trying to figure things out. But anyway, I came to some conclusions about it last night, and I messaged the person and kind of told them what I was thinking, and just told them that I don't really think that this is the right thing for me, and I don't think that this is the right direction for me. And I was feeling really bad, and I was feeling really scared and confused, and I ended up staying up late last night because I didn't want to go to sleep, and I guess it was because I was afraid to have bad dreams about it. But I did go to sleep. I did stay up late, but I did go to sleep. And so I was definitely a little grumpy this morning, trying to sleep on the couch, and the cats were making noises and stuff. And I was just like, very much so, not really wanting to think about the thing, and just like, I wasn't looking forward to this. It's just complicated. Like, I don't have any ill will towards this person, but I wasn't looking forward to their responses at the same time, because it felt like every time they would respond, it was like, what the heck are they gonna say? And it just felt kind of, I don't know, it felt a little bit scary. It felt like, like I'm kind of afraid, and I don't know where this is going. And part of me ending things was like realizing that this is just not a good, this is not a good dynamic for me and stuff like that. And sorry if this is a lot on a Monday morning whenever you're watching this, but this just happened, and it's kind of hard for me to comprehend some things. But I even went in and muted the conversation with me and this person, because I don't like seeing things pop up when I'm afraid to see them or don't want to see them. And I'd rather look and see if there's a response there. I'd rather look to see if there's a response when I feel like it. And so that's what I did. And I looked just a little bit ago, before I started making this video, and there was a response. And I didn't read the whole thing, but I could tell the gist right off the bat that she was okay with it. She was okay with the decision, and she seemed to agree with it. And it didn't seem like she was coming from a bad place. And I haven't read the whole thing, but I don't expect her to be nasty or anything like that. But this was just a really hard, complicated thing to kind of try to figure out, and it's really left me scratching my head for a while. Me and this person had agreed to take a break and then try to work things out, but it's just never felt like, it's like we hung up the phone, but it doesn't feel like we've ever needed to pick it up again. And that's how it's felt more and more each day. And yeah, it was tough, because it was one of those relationships that this didn't work out, but it felt like one of those things that was like, it had a lot of promise. It had a lot of promise, and it had a lot of trappings of a good good relationship, a lot of marks of a lot of good indicators that it was a really good relationship, or that it was going to be a really good relationship. And I found a lot of solace talking to her, and a lot of good things. It was very supportive, but at the same time, it was just kind of like only meant for a certain time, because it's just not what I need anymore. And I don't want to be like selfish or sound like picky or anything weird. And I feel like people are funny with relationships nowadays, but I really do feel like, this is just not ideal. It's just not ideal for me, and we're just not really made for each other. We're just not really matches. As much as I hoped we were, and as much as I wanted us to be, we just aren't. And that was hard for me to figure out. it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around still. I'm still kind of processing it. But at the same time, I do feel a weight rolling away. I feel a huge weight rolling away. And I'm very happy about that. I'm really happy about, the future now. I was not expecting this in a million years. I've been dialed in on my schoolwork and focused on doing better, etc., etc., etc. And long story short, just kind of expecting to go about this week, go back into it and just be like, okay, here we go. I'm going at it again. And I was ready for this week. And even though I wasn't really starting it on the right foot, but now that this has been talked about and this has kind of been cleared and out of the way, it is such a good feeling. And I'm just like, I'm really, really happy. I think it's a little bit too soon to even be saying this, but I'm really happy about this. I'm really happy about this closure. I'm really happy about the clarity that it brings, like the mental clarity, feeling like now I can focus on so much more and I can feel so much more free. Like I don't have like this thing that was kind of like dragging this questionable relationship or not really knowing where that's going to go, but not really doing anything about it, kind of leaving it on the shelf and blah blah blah. But I'm super glad that it's all been fixed and it's all been cleared up and it's all been finalized or whatever. And so it's a huge feeling of relief, and I just wanted to I don't know, just make a video and maybe I put my stuff out there a little bit too much, or put my personal life out there a little bit too much, but I don't have a problem with making a video and telling you guys about what's going on, even if it's special, or even if it's like, personal details and stuff like this. Like it doesn't bother me, and it actually, like I said before, it makes me feel better. It's nice to share, and I like having this outlet. But yeah, if I could turn this whole thing into a message to you guys, I would just say to make sure you guys are doing the things that you really want to do, which is like, this is so important. And if you're really stuck with something, or you're kind of in a place, in a rut, where you're kind of like, I don't know, I don't know if this is what I want, or I just encourage you to take a long, hard look at it, whatever it is, and just kind of think about it, and ask yourself some questions. I encourage you to give yourself some time to think about it, whatever it is, and then when the time is right, I encourage you to not be afraid to do the thing that you think you need to do, or to do the best thing. And I prayed about all this last night. I talked about it with my mom and had a really good, long, detailed conversation with my mom. And I always felt like she was kind of biased about it because of certain things. So I was afraid to share a little bit with her. But it was kind of like I had this wedge, like, okay, if I don't share it with her, then I'm kind of favoring this side more. And I'm kind of creating a division and leaning against someone else who might not have, is not really the right person for me. And my mom, on the other hand, is, she's going to love me no matter what. She's going to be honest with me no matter what. I might not always agree with her, but she loves me unconditionally and she wants what's best for me. Not to say this other person doesn't, but. And so I had a great talk with my mom about it last night, and really helped me figure some things out. And then I needed to leave, and leave home last night late to go get on the internet in town, because their internet's out right now, to do some assignments for school. And so I did that, and as I was driving, I was just thinking and praying about like the whole thing, the whole situation with this person, and just kind of like crying, not physically crying, but like crying spiritually crying out to God, and just asking him, like, please, can you please give me some clarity about this? Can you please help me figure out what to do? And he basically said, you already know what to do, and you've already figured it out. He said, can you please help me figure some things out about this? And he said, you already have. And I was like, so refreshing to know that God doesn't want us to sit and spin our wheels. He doesn't want us to stay kicking and screaming. You know what I mean? He doesn't want us to just tread water. He wants us to survive, but he wants us to thrive. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be fulfilled. He wants us to feel fulfilled and be full of life and feel excited and feel good about life. He wants us to feel those things. And so if there's something in your life where you're just like not really happy, or you're just not really sure about this thing, and you're just really kind of struggling to know whether it's something you need or if you should stay there or not, or continue to try this thing, I just encourage you to think about it and pray about it, and ask questions about it, and talk to someone who really loves you about it, and share it with a loved one, and talk about it with them. And don't fall into the trap of thinking that you have to do it all on your own, because that's like the worst trap ever, and it's such a lie. It is such a lie. We don't have to do things on our own. And so, like I said, I'm so thankful that I've come to these realizations this morning. Starting the week off good, right? First thing on Monday morning. But it is really good, and I'm really thankful. And so I'm excited to see what this brings. I'm excited to see the future now. And usually when these kinds of things happen, when you let go of a weight, it affects the other areas of your life pretty quickly, I'd say. And so I'm excited about that. I do feel a little vulnerable because I feel kind of uncertain, because me and this person had such a connection, and it felt like there was such a security there until things kind of went awry, until things went crazy. But I know that I'm going to find the right person in my life. I know that I'm going to have an eternal companion, and I feel so much more confident about that now. I feel so much more clear about that now. I feel like, yes, I am going to have an eternal companion. I am going to find the love of my life. I am going to find the right person. And I don't care who that person is, you know what I mean? Obviously, I do care who that person is, but what I mean is, I'm just so excited, and I'm not going to sit and worry and, go through this kind of thing that I've been going through anymore, with anyone else. I'm just not going to do this again. And so, I'm so thankful, and this is one of the things, I just really want to point this out, is that I'm really thankful that I have God in my life, because these kinds of situations can be so hard to deal with. Without God, this is so hard. It would be so much. It's already hard, but it would be so much harder. And I feel like these kinds of situations, when a relationship doesn't work, when you thought it would, and you were so in love with this person or attached to this person or whatever, it can be really discouraging. As you guys know, it can be so discouraging, and I have been really discouraged, and I've had really tough, pills to swallow. But I'm not discouraged. I'm encouraged, and I'm not faking that. I really am, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that this thing has happened, and this is a big change, and things are changing. Things are going to be different. But you know what? Here I am, and I am no, what do they say? No better, worse for wear. You know what I mean? I'm not in any worse shape. I'm actually in better shape. I've come away from it. I've come away from this experience with a lot of experience, a lot of lessons learned, and just feeling like, you know what? Things are going to be okay. I know they're going to be okay. But I'm just super thankful, and I feel the support of my loved ones around me. And it's nice, because when one of these things happens, I feel like sometimes the wool can kind of be pulled over our eyes when it comes to a significant other or a relationship that we're not sure about, a new relationship. At least with me, it feels like I get really excited And it also feels like the wool goes over my eyes a little bit because I start focusing on this person so much, and I kind of forget about the love of my loved ones, my friends, the love of my friends and family. And I can't see the forest for the trees because I'm too busy focused on the ground or whatever. And it's so refreshing, and I just love it. I just love having friends who, love you and care about you, and they don't judge you, and they don't, if you make a decision, if they wanted me to stay with this person, for example, and I've told them no, they still love me and respect me, and they respect me no matter what I choose. And I just love that, and I had that evidence proven to me yesterday as I shared it with someone at church about this situation. And I didn't really, this is before everything happened last night, but I was just thinking, like, I don't really know where it's going to go, and I don't really, kind of just letting you know, this person had a lot of high hope for me and this other person, and I just said, I don't really know where it's going, but at the same time, I'm busy with school, and so maybe I need to focus on school. Maybe I don't need to focus on this right now. Maybe I don't need this right now. That's not to say that maybe a relationship won't work out or can't work out at this time or shouldn't work out at this time. But it is to say that I have a lot of priorities right now, big priorities, and it's very important that I do good in school. It's very important that I focus on what is important, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing, and I feel so good about it. I feel so sustained. I feel so sustained. I feel so supported in this decision. I don't feel worse off. I don't feel like this person wishes me any ill will, and I don't think that this, I don't feel tormented by, I don't know. I've been in relationships before where I've walked away or quit or whatever, so to speak, and I felt that the people are in the situation, or that person or something in the situation has kind of felt like tried to make me feel like, tried to make me feel bad for my decision, or try to, and people just don't understand things sometimes. It's just how it is. They can try to make you feel bad, and they just don't understand why you made this decision. But I don't feel that. I feel good. I feel like, you know what? This is okay. And I also feel like, and this is a huge indicator, I also feel like I can be myself again. That is a huge deal, and that's a huge red flag. If you feel like you can't be yourself around someone, it's a pretty big red flag, I'd say. You gotta feel like you can be yourself, and you shouldn't. It's an indicator. A person should love you for who you are, and encourage you to be you. And you shouldn't feel like you have to change for someone, and you shouldn't feel like you have to earn or prove your worth to someone. No offense to this person, but I definitely felt that at times. Like I wasn't good enough, and I had to prove it to them. Like I had to live up to expectations, or else I wasn't going to make it. And that's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling, because you should be loved and accepted for who you are, and you shouldn't be judged. So anyway, I'm gonna get going in this video, but I got a cool new book recently, Them Before Us. This is about children's rights and being a child of a single parent home, with an interesting childhood. This is a really interesting book so far. I'm excited about this book, and I'm excited to read it, even though I'm like reading so much in school. I'm reading so much in school right now, you'd think that I'd just be done with reading in general, because I've had to, and I have to read so much. But I don't feel that way. I feel pretty good. And I guess they must have started this new traffic light here at Easton, because this traffic is abysmal. Absolutely shamefully abysmal right now this morning. There's no way. I mean, unless there's an accident up there, there's no reason we should ever be sitting here this long. No reason at all. But anyway, I'm about to get some breakfast, which I'm excited about. And this day is going to be so much better. Things are going to be going so much better. And I appreciate you guys listening to my stuff that I have going on. I appreciate you guys watching my video and hearing me and listening. Appreciate you guys being there. But yeah, I encourage you guys to do all the good things. Do all the good things and be a good person, you know.